The only evolution that's going on right now in the dogs, y'all, is the mass breeding to the bulldog. That's the only evolution going on inside of the American Bully right now. And you know, it's been said that from the gate, bulldog was already in the dog anyway. That's just what's been said. We don't know how true that is, but it has been said that bulldog was in the dog from the beginning of time anyway. Although, you know, me, myself, personally, I never really actually seen nobody breed to one, you know what I'm saying, until later on off in the game when they started having a name, you know, and people were, you know, saying, okay, well, let's breed to one to see what the puppies look like, you know, and then there went your bulldog evolution. And then it was said that there were merles in the bully when the game first started too. Hey, that could have been a possibility too in certain places. It's just that from the beginning of my seeing the American Bully, I never seen no blue merles coming from Gray Line.
How you doing, man?
Oh, fine. How you doing tonight? Yeah, I never seen no blue merles coming from Gray Line. I never seen any merles coming from Gray Line around the time, you know, when Razor's Edge was kicking off. And they said that these dogs were being bred since the beginning of time. I mean, you know, they could have been in certain areas. You know, Dax himself didn't even carry a merle gene. And he had old school Gray Line in him all the way through. And he himself didn't even carry a merle gene. Anybody that has Dax and you have a merle Dax, you bred that merle in there. Because Dax, he never came from merles. So you shouldn't have a merle Dax. But you do. You do. You know, most of the people do. You know, if it sells, it's good. So, you know, there's probably some merle Dax. What do I mean? Probably there are some merle Daxes out here. There are plenty merle Daxes. Merle Chevy dogs. You know, merle Camelot dogs. All these things were dogs you guys bred yourselves. Y'all bred these dogs yourselves. These dogs didn't originate like you have them right now. This is how you made them yourself. And now they are what they are. Face the bully. They are what they are. I mean, when you take a dog and you breed it to a merle, you're going to have plenty of merles coming from your line now. But from the beginning of time, Gotti line wasn't a merle line. But it's been said that it was. It's been said that it was. The merle is clearly a gene that you have to breed in. I mean, Richard Barajas had Gotti line. The Gotti line that was being passed around, you know, in California, places where we grew up at. Long before there was a Gotti line from Ed Shepherd. Long before there was a Gotti line from Ed Shepherd, there was a Gotti line from Richard Barajas. None of those dogs were merle. And it's been said since the beginning of time that these dogs were merle, that these dogs. But we already know that whatever the dogs look like is, you know, mainly what somebody has chosen to breed inside the line, inside the blood. You have chosen to put this there. And now you're continuing to breed on it. And by you breeding on it, you're increasing the chances of getting more of those. Long time ago, people used to love breeding blue dogs. A lot of Gotti line was blue. A lot of Razor's Edge was blue. Was silver too. A lot of Razor's Edge had brindle stripes, tiger stripes on them. They looked just like pit bulldogs, black noses. Some of them had dark black eyes. Some of them had brown eyes. Feist a bully, man. I'm telling you. And they was looking like real pits and real staffs and real staffy bulls. And some of them was big and some of them was a little, pocket. Nah, not all of them was coming out pocket. But, a bigger version would be standard, or classic, more like they were coming out like that. Whatever the case may be, if your fence wasn't big enough, they would scale it and jump smooth over it. Razor's Edge dogs, the ones y'all basically are claiming is dead. Is Edge dead? Is Edge gone? Why would it be gone? There's prominent breeders breeding Edge, but you want to know why the Razor's Edge nowadays is gone? Because it's being bred to a bulldog. It's more bulldog in a dog than it is dog. It's just straight bulldog in that dog. And you can't keep creating a line from a bulldog and not call it a bulldog. But that's what's going on with the newer dogs. They'll breed a dog. Man, myself will breed a dog. And you trying to give this dog a name, And when you give him a name, that name carries on to a new bloodline. But there's no evidence behind these dogs. You can't sit here and say that his full 100% pedigree. You cannot sit here and say what it is. And if you could, you wouldn't. You wouldn't say what it is. Because if you said what it was, you would have to say 2 times bulldog, 4 times bulldog, 6 times bulldog, added on to this staffy, or bred to this pit bull, or bred to this bully. But every time, every other breeding, we always did a breeding with a bulldog. There's dogs in people's kennels that you guys never see. There is dogs in some of these people's kennels that you will never see. So if he don't claim that he bred to this dog, then you have to believe him because you never saw his dog. But really, he had that dog. And in the course of 2 litters, you'll see his dogs change formation. They used to look like this. Now they look like this. And this is real facts. They used to look like this. Now they look like this. They used to have tight skin. Now they got wrinkles. They used to have full tails. Now they got kink tails. And some of them got short tails that look like a full tail. All of them used to have thick necks and shoulders. Now you got to choose. Now you have to choose the dog that's going to give your puppies a nice neck and nice shoulders. Because some of the original stock has been bred out so much and replaced with bulldog that by the time you get it, you got to take it and replace it with some old pit. Man, some of these bulldogs y'all done created need to be took to some pits. They really do. And that's real fire. I'm just saying. Some of them need to be took back to a staff. Some of them do. When you look at some of these little dogs, they need to be took back to a staff. They need to be took back to something that can fix that dog or correct that dog so his next litter don't look like he look. But nuh-uh. That would be downgrading. That wouldn't be upgrading. Upgrading will be taking his ass and breeding him to a Pekingese. Upgrading will be taking his ass and breeding him to a Chinese Shar-Pei. See, now y'all got me looking at these dogs' tongues, because a Chinese Shar-Pei carries a purple tongue. And I see a lot of dogs that look like a Chinese Shar-Pei. So for those who don't know, look at that dog's tongue. Tell me what color that dog's tongue is. Is this tongue purple? If his tongue is purple, let me know. Let me know if that tongue is purple. Let me know. 'Cause I'm going to tell you some straight up facts. That dog's been crossbred. And he been crossbred to a Shar-Pei. Some of y'all dogs look good the way you crossbred them. But your paperwork is full of lies. You got every single dog on the paperwork either a bully, or if it's not a bully, it's a small bully, a small dog. It's just a whole lying paperwork thing going on. Paper hanging and lying and all type of stuff going on. And then when you as a person want to sit back and say to yourself, what the hell kind of dog is this? I mean, it's short. It's bully as hell with a big old head. But it's short. Why is it so short? One reason it's so short is because of the way he was bred. But that's not on his paperwork. Y'all got to get that part to y'all head. The part that's not on the paperwork. There's a lot of dogs missing from that paperwork. A lot of people have not put the dog that turned these dogs Merle on their paperwork. They said that was evolution too. They said that was a gene that pops up, but it ain't never popped up in the Dobie. It ain't never popped up in the Rot. It ain't never popped up in the Healer. Y'all, it didn't never pop up. It was bred up. If it did pop up, it was bred up. It was bred in that dog. These people are breeding things into dogs, and they not putting those dogs on the paperwork. In replace of the dog that they just used, they'll put some little short bulldog on there, little bulldog looking dog, and say this dog come from him. Man, you could do the whole lineage. You can go through the whole history, the whole pedigree on one of these dogs. You will never find where the Merle trait came from on that pedigree. Never. So you know, to each their own on how you buy a dog. But sometimes you just gotta know a dog before you buy a dog. If you don't even know the dog, yeah, truly, leave that dog alone. Because that dog ain't gonna do you no good. Face the bully.